Could Texas Tech be in big trouble with the contracts it's throwing out in the transfer portal? Because there was a warning shot fired, and there is definitely an entity out there that would like to think that Texas Tech is going to be in big trouble for this. Major warning shot out there. Does it matter? That might be another question. So you guys know the deal, right? We're in this world where the House settlement has been signed. The idea was that the College Sports Commission would be created to make sure that NIL spending over the revenue share cap cannot get out of hand. So you have your $21 million-ish revenue sharing cap. Generally, about 14 to 15 million of that is going to go to football. And beyond that, every NIL deal that is signed is supposed to meet the criteria of being fair market value, according to the College Sports Commission, and that they would be actually adjudicating this and handing down punishments, severe punishments, players not being eligible type of punishments, if these deals are not up to par. There has been a lot of skepticism about that. Most seem to be operating as if that is no concern of theirs. How many times, even with BYU and Kalani Sitake, we saw the report from Pete Nakos was BYU is committing to 10 to 15 million above the rev share cap to fund a roster every year. That's a lot of money. Is there that much NIL value in Provo to go around? You see $5, $6, $7 million contract figures being thrown out there, like LSU for Sam Levitt. LSU in Kentucky competing there was supposed to be, $6 to $7 million potentially. Obviously, there's the $5 million reports for Brendan Sorsby. There was a report a contract Ross Dellinger got his hands on that was supposed to be for Sorsby if he were going to LSU. That was outlining like $4.5, $5 million and how it would work, which was very interesting, by the way. It would be like $1 million against the rev share cap and then like 3.5 through different endorsement deals. And they were trying to make it work, kind of technically under this new system. But so many of these huge numbers have been thrown out there. Texas is another school you can throw under there. Texas just got Cam Coleman, who, I'm sure that's multiple millions of dollars to get him out of the portal. Everybody seems like they're just ignoring this thing. But the College Sports Commission does not seem to be just taking this sitting down, okay? And before you fire back at me, hey, John, why are you talking about Texas Tech with this? They didn't sign that CSC agreement. I know I hear that a lot. I get that a lot. There's an important distinction on that. Before I get to it, let me remind you, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Many of you are not subscribed. It really helps me. Okay, so what did Texas Tech actually sign? Texas Tech is a part of the House settlement, which is what put into place the College Sports Commission to oversee these NIL deals. What Texas Tech is not signing is a document that would sign away your right to sue over that. So Texas Tech has technically agreed by being a part of every school that signed the House settlement, or all these conferences that signed the House settlement. Texas Tech is, through that, agreed to allow the College Sports Commission to do this. What they have not agreed to is that they won't or couldn't sue based on anything that happens about it, okay? With all that pretext, here's what the College Sports Commission is putting out there as a threat right now. So I'm going to read to you from On 3. 1 week into the college football transfer portal window, the College Sports Commission issued a reminder about its rules regarding third-party NIL deals. Specifically, the guidance mentioned deals with MMR and apparel partners. Anyway, I don't think the details on that are super important to you. But this College Sports Commission said it received word of schools offering deals that go against terms of the House settlement through the first week of the transfer window. The organization expressed, quote, serious concerns about some of the terms of the deals in question and reiterated third-party NIL deals are subject to the NIL Go Clearinghouse if they're worth more than $600. CSC investigators are progressing with regard to unreported third-party NIL deals. Some schools, quote, should expect to hear from the CSC next week. So there's their threat. Some schools should expect to hear from the CSC next week. Deals must be reported within 5 days of execution. Incoming players have 14 days if you're coming from high school or transfers. Quote, without prejudging any particular deal, the CSC has serious concerns about some of the deal terms being contemplated and the consequences of those deals for all parties involved. As I keep reading these, I know you have to have all these. I'm sure some of you are screaming at your phone, computer screen, TV screen, whatever. Like, John, this is stupid. This sounds like typical like NCAA stuff when it doesn't have any real force or power behind it. Like, I get it. I do get that it sounds kind of funny as I'm reading this. Let me finish the quote from you here, or for you here. Quote, making promises of third-party NIL money now and figuring out how to honor those promises later leaves student athletes vulnerable to deals not being cleared, promises not being able to be kept, and eligibility being placed at risk. So they are levying that threat here. Hey, guys, you throw around these crazy deals, your players might be ineligible. And look, I mean, I think if you're sitting there saying, well, who could these threats be about for the CSC? I mean, Indiana and Texas Tech seemingly have dominated the transfer portal about as well as anybody. Texas is making a run, splashing some real money around here lately. LSU is definitely in that kind of game. Like these are the schools that I would have to imagine are being talked about. They've had the most public, like massive deals out there discussed in public ad nauseum so far. So, how much of a threat really is this to Texas Tech, right? That's your next question. How much of a threat really is this to Tech or anybody else, by the way, in the portal who, they might be coming after? I'd still just say good luck to the College Sports Commission. I'd still just say good luck. Schools were prepared for this. Texas Tech is, one of the ringleaders on, hey, we don't want to sign this agreement that would sign away our right to sue. And Texas Tech certainly seems like a place right now that would not be afraid of being litigious here if they're going to have some, if you come down and say, hey, Brendan Sorsby's deal, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. If you don't change the deal, Sorsby is ineligible. I don't think Texas Tech's going to take that line down. And I don't know. I will believe it when I see it, that any organization like this has the actual gumption, has the stones, has the cojones, whatever you want to say. I will believe it when I see it, that they actually come in and try to lay the law down here on a situation like that. Because I think you're just going to see them get crushed. I think that there will be lawsuits. It'll get messy, and it's not going to wind up being effective. And a part of this is just like, hey, NCAA, man, anything involved with a college sports governing body, how many times do you guys want to lose in court before you try and do this again? I mean, I want this whole setup to be sustainable. I want college sports to be as healthy and thriving and around for as long as possible. And I do think there's definite fatigue on this from donors eventually. And like, it's probably not sustainable for everybody to be spending like this. But I also just don't understand how you're going to do this legally and make it work. And if you're trying to come after, those schools that I just mentioned, if you're trying to come after Texas Tech, if you're trying to come after LSU, LSU that had the governor of the state of Louisiana involved in the coaching search, like these are not places that are going to take this kindly or take this lying down. So I've got to admit, I still have to just laugh, just kind of chuckle a little bit at this being thrown out there like it's some kind of legitimate threat as of right now. But we'll see. Maverick asked this question. I want to clarify this because I know people have a lot of questions about this. Can you explain how the spend on players work? So yes, okay. So you have the like $20 to $21 million for rev share cap. That's for all sports. Most schools are giving $14 to $15 million of that to football. That's kind of like your baseline, or that's kind of like your max number that most places are going to. Like you give about $15 million to football. So that's where a bulk of the money will come from. But then above and beyond that, what is supposed to happen is you can give NIL deals beyond that, but it can't just be pay for play. It's got to be, you're going to go make appearances at the car dealership, or you're going to go sign autographs, and you get fair market value for that. Now, what does fair market value mean? That's for the College Sports Commission through NIL Go to decide, and they get to say whether or not this is fair market value or not. If they say it's not, you've got a time frame to like tweak the deal, or the player is deemed ineligible. That's basically it. So that's how it would work under the House settlement rules. I think what places are doing is just overpromising and thinking we'll figure it out later. Or like we saw the LSU contract from Ross Dellinger, where it was like they have a partner, this Payfly, that's a partner, Learfield, these other third-party entities that are handling some of this and taking care of like the endorsement opportunities or NIL opportunities or whatever. They come up with $3.5 million worth of that, and then $1 million for whoever the quarterback is comes out of the actual rev share fund. So some combination of all that. I mean, I think schools are probably trying to get a bit creative with that, but that's basically what's going on right now. Remains to be seen how all this is going to actually work in practice and get sorted out. And that's part of the, I guess, blessing and curse of what college football is right now. So I hope that's a decent explainer there for you.